On this episode, we talk about our recent trip, which included a stay at EarBnB, the holiday decor and merch at Magic Kingdom, and I have breakfast at the newly reopened Kona Cafe. Today is November 11th, 2022, and this is episode 512 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and my lovely wife, Rhonda, is back with me today.
Hey guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you'll get those brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you are looking for dining and you did not get it, you're 60 days out, do not fear, because Mouse Dining has you covered. They will alert you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. I know this works for a fact because we have used it already twice for our Christmas trip. Woo-hoo! And it is super helpful, and you're going to get that dining you want most likely as you lead up to your trip. You want to use this free service? Head to msmfriends.com. And then if you're getting ready to plan your next Disney or Universal vacation, you're looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you.
So today we are talking about an EarBnB, and yes, you are hearing us correctly. E-A-R, like Mickey ears, not as what people know as Airbnb.
Yeah, this is so clever.
So it's super cool. If you go to airbnb.com, this is where you will find this guy's house that we got to rent.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Why did we go the route of renting a large home off property?
So my brother-in-law, if y'all don't know already, but my brother-in-law ran the 10K for Wine and Dine and the half marathon. And he was like, well, what if I bring my kids? And then we ask mom and dad. And then, of course, we bring our kids. So I was like, all right. And we got a house. So that was super cool.
And I actually heard about this through a friend of Scott and Michelle Atwood's from the Main Street Mouse. And so they had tipped me off to this place because they had stayed here a few weeks ago. And so I was like, well, this looks absolutely perfect. So
and it was.
Yeah, it really was.
Sleeps
Went ahead.
10 people.
Yep. We had 10 of us rented it. So this is got a private pool and hot tub. There's a princess dress up boutique upstairs. It has a theater room that seats 7 with recliners and all. Has a PS4 retro arcade games in it. There's a pool table upstairs. It's got a beautiful view of the Jack Nicklaus golf course. And it has everything you need fully outfitted that you would expect from an Airbnb style rental home.
Yes. Down
to all your dishes and your pots, your pans, all of that stuff. So this is a 5-bedroom, 7-bed layout, and this is in the gated resort of Reunion Resort, and it is perfect for all ages.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, so talk some about it, and I'll say, so we stayed, and this came out to roughly $600 a night.
Which is
for
not
10
bad,
people.
Especially if you like what do you call it? Split it all up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and this was the thing. So, well, you can talk a little bit about talk a little bit about the layout. I mean, if you split this with one other family, and I think there's room to split it with 2 other families based on how many children they have.
Correct.
But sleeping 6 adults, and you can talk about the layout of that, is very comfortable. And then you're going to fit easily 4 kids. So if you had 3 families go through on that, you're talking $200 a family a night.
Yep.
You can't beat that. So talk a little bit about the layout of this and how it fit 10 people, because that's the other thing, $600 a night. You're going to be lucky now to get a studio at a deluxe on property, which is going to sleep 4, maybe 5 if it's got the fold down, right?
Right.
So you're all in for that amount on your own. If you start to move up to the 1 bedrooms or the 2 bedrooms or the grand villas, you're getting up there in price. So you're still spending probably $600, a family per night, and you're still not going to have the space that this does. This was around 3,400 square feet, I believe. And they converted the garage, the 2-car garage, to that game room and theater.
Which is super cool.
Which is where you would find the children 33% of the time. The other 33%, they were in the pool or hot tub. And then the other 33%, they were upstairs fighting over playing pool. And if they were playing it correctly, pretty much, right?
Okay.
So talk about the layout of the home as you come into Reunion Resort, which is gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, and and this is going to sound funny because this was a very large house. This was a tiny house compared to some of the houses we saw. And some of the houses are still being built in there. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This area was really, really cool. You do need, if you are driving, you do need a sun pass of some sort. There is a bunch of tolls. In fact, when we went to Celebration and we went to Disney World, we actually had to pay, I didn't have my sun pass and I drove, and we had to pay 75 cents just to kind of get from where we were going, which is fine, but just a very big tip. I
mean, I think if you're traveling through Central Florida, I mean, most of Florida in general, if you're driving through, I would have a roll of quarters on you. I'd have a little stack of maybe dollar bills, or I would go ahead and get the Sun Pass or the Easy Pass. Yep. And especially if you come down every so often, I mean, a lot of times it's just going to get you through so much quicker.
And even if you don't come down so much,
it's still worth the one time. It really is.
Not to have to pull off and kind of stop and pay and everything.
Yeah. No, but that's a great tip. Yeah, when you're talking about the size of the houses. So after you left, I did a little just digging and walking around and was looking up addresses. One of the ones across the water from us in the back was 15,000 square feet.
15,000
square feet.
Holy moly.
And one right a couple doors down was 12,000.
And ours was 3,400.
It was like 3,400. Yeah. So 3 times the size of what we were in, which was giant.
And ours was very large.
So spacious.
Especially with 10 people.
Yeah.
So you walk into this beautiful door and, I mean, ceilings, like giant 20 feet, if not more ceilings. And then, like Jeremy said, the first door, basically, right as you walk in, to your right is the garages that they did transform into a theater, which had theater seating and these amazing reclining seats that actually Kaylin, I think, fell asleep in one night.
Oh, yeah.
So did Lila. It's super comfortable.
It was so cool because you had 3 of these recliners in the front. And they're the connected recliners, like, you know, and I mean, really what you get at most movie theaters you go to now. We go to Cinemark. This is basically what they were.
They laid further back.
I think they did. And then behind it, they actually built a platform about 6 to 8 inches high to put the seats behind it. And there were 4 there.
Yep.
And a nice big screen TV and all. Sound system, everything.
But then they had air hockey. They had... what do you call them? The stand up where I played Pac-Man,
Golden
Jam.
Tee, NBA Jam, and then I think like Centipede or Asteroids or something.
It was super cool.
And a PS4.
Yeah.
Which was cool. And that's like the girls logged into their account on PS4 and were able to play games and watch movies and stuff via Netflix or whatever it was. And it was awesome because the 5 cousins who get together about twice a year always hit it off. And I mean, they made plans one night to be like, hey, what's a movie we all want to go in there and watch?
Cool.
And they went in and watched it. And it was just, and the rest of the time they're playing air hockey or the PS4 upstairs playing pool. It was
And the
outstanding.
back of the door was super cool because it had this cute little basketball, like where you could turn it on and catch like goals and stuff. But I don't think they played that at all. But anyways, so then it was really neat because you had this beautiful staircase that was... it's where you can see through it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just gorgeous.
It was a beautiful wooden staircase.
Yes, but like where there's not slats, but that decorative stuff where you can see through it. It's not a wall going up, basically.
Oh, yeah. A banister.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, so if you want to go ahead, and we'll go upstairs, and the pool table is out in this big, giant open area. And there are 3 bedrooms upstairs and 3 full baths upstairs.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess that's 4 bedrooms because it's a Jack and Jill.
Yeah, it is. It's 4 bedrooms upstairs.
4 bedrooms.
And 3 baths.
Yes. 3
and
full baths.
don't forget, next to the pool table is a full card table that turns into a poker table.
Sorry.
And this whole section is themed around the tiki room.
It was super cool.
Including some hanging lit tiki birds.
Mm-hmm.
Another TV right there. that you can stream or cast to.
Yep.
We
We never turned on any other TV other than downstairs, I feel like. Besides
Well,
the-
we did catch a little Hallmark one night in our room.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
did. That's right.
Yeah.
Because there was a TV in our... There's a TV in almost every room.
In every room, yeah.
Yep.
And all of them have DirecTV as well
Mhm.
as streaming capabilities. And then this was the only one in this tiki room that was streaming only. So it did not have DirecTV
Okay.
there. But in this day and age, everybody's got everything they could ever want to watch in their pocket. And
Yeah.
it's so easy just to cast it
Yeah.
right to the TV as soon as you get on their Wi-Fi network, which was included as well.
So upstairs on either end of the house was these master bedrooms with bathrooms. And we were looking around and I was trying to figure, because downstairs, and I know I'm jumping ahead, but was another full bedroom. Not a bath connected, but we didn't want his parents going up and down the stairs, so we put them down there. But every bedroom like that had a king bed.
Yeah.
So Jeremy and I went looking, and we figured Alan would be best because he had to get up so early in the front of the house upstairs bedroom. So we gave that to him. It's like a Marvel Captain America bedroom for the two boys, which was perfect.
Yep.
And they're single beds. And then there's a bathroom in between that. And then on the other side is another bedroom for the girls, which was like a princessy bedroom, which was super cute. And then Lila slept with Alan in that king giant bed. So then my girls had that. And then at the end, Jeremy and I had that, which was super funny. We didn't mean to pick this one.
I had not.
I
did not know that it had one advantage for us over all of the others.
Two advantages.
Well, two, yes, but I'm going to go to the one major advantage. If you have not listened to our episode on the Wave Hotel in Lake Nona, you will know what I was absolutely infatuated with there. And little did we know that this bathroom would have the same thing. And I'm telling you, I did not go in there and see it and be like, hey, I'm going to find an excuse to pick this one. It was pure chance. What does it have?
And it was super funny because we didn't realize that Lacey did.
Yes. She was the first one to go in and use the bathroom.
So the toilet had an add-on bidet.
Yes, it did.
It was an add-on, which is super cool because I think one day we may do that for our bathroom because we have electric in our bathroom or our toilet room, you call it. And that's exactly the way this was. It was a toilet room with double sinks, beautiful shower, and a garden tub that actually had jets and turned on. And this was just had a balcony overlooking the pool and the hot tub. Beautiful king bed and so comfortable.
Oh my goodness, it was. And
It
so
was
are the
so
pillows.
good. And then this room was huge, which had like this
two sitting chairs,
and then this like walk
through closet. So take your standard. I'm looking at ours in the office here. Take your standard bifold door closet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then put another one next to it and have them fully connected. So technically you had 4 bifold doors amongst the two closets. But again, tons and tons of space.
And this was a double door entry to the bedroom
yes,
too.
It was. Yeah.
Which was just super cool. So this one was
beautiful.
It was amazing. And again, Alan's had a king bed and a bathroom in it. Great. So then going back downstairs, like I jumped ahead and said, my in-laws had a nice king bed. And then had the bathroom that was right there outside their bedroom. It was not connected, but I mean, by the time we all went to bed,
it's meant to be shared.
it's fine.
And to be honest, anytime that I had to go to the bathroom, I obviously went up to ours.
Oh, right.
But I don't know that anybody but my parents used that bathroom.
I think I used it.
Oh, did you?
I think I used it one time because I had to pee and I didn't feel like going all the way upstairs. And I think your parents were gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think they went to Disney Springs.
But it feels very much like their own private bath. Again, unless, I mean, nobody else in the house is going to be like, well, I'm going to use your shower. I'm going to wash my face and brush my teeth in your sink. There's no need. So if anything, you're ducking in to go to the bathroom real quick. You're coming back out. It's almost, because I kept confusing it as a third master bedroom. And
but
then you were like,
not.
Technically it's not.
Right.
Because the bathroom is outside the door to the bedroom.
Correct.
Which makes sense. But it still felt like one.
It did. It did.
So come out of that hallway, and what are we greeted to now?
A nice, big, giant, what was that, a 8-person table? Six
dining room
person
table.
Dining room table.
I believe.
But this dining room table was
You might be right.
glass.
Yeah.
And it looked like somebody shattered it.
Yeah.
It was cool, but it kind of scared me at first because I was like, is this
Did somebody set something down?
Is this right?
Did
Is
somebody
this
throw
okay?
a rock at that?
So, and then you have a bar with some bar stool seating, and then obviously the kitchen and the whole shebang.
Beautiful
kitchen.
Like
oh my
gas
goodness.
range.
Oh, were you so excited?
5-burner gas range with the hood and all above it. You had your double. It is a oven, and above it, like they're almost connected. It looks like a double oven, but the top is a convection.
Yes.
It can act as another oven or a standard microwave.
Right.
Nice big fridge. Again,
they called it an oven though on the things.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it said upper oven, lower oven. And I think my parents is the same way at their house.
Yes, it is. And it's the same. It's the convection is what you find in the cabins at Fort Wilderness as well. And we actually baked a breakfast casserole in there because they don't have a traditional standard oven.
Correct.
So like I remember when we first moved into this house, we had a double oven, like a standard double oven, and we had a convection microwave. And I remember when Thanksgiving or Christmas came around, that third convection oven was key.
But the one oven is also convection.
Yes.
So we had technically 2 convection ovens.
Yeah.
So.
And they work honestly very much like an air fryer, I feel like, in a sense, the way that they work. It's not your standard oven. It's a little bit different, but beautiful, beautiful kitchen.
Beautiful.
Big fridge, so you can go ahead and pack your groceries or bring your groceries. Cook. That we cooked one morning, eggs, bacon,
tip,
everything.
Though, they did not have like butter. Like you open the fridge and there was absolutely nothing.
Well, nobody does, and
no, that's fine. I'm just saying.
It was the same thing with the cabins. It was my same thing with all the DVC that have a kitchen. That was one of those ones when I was packing up because I brought a bunch of stuff from home.
But we didn't bring salt and pepper.
But I didn't even think all right, we need spices. We need butter. We need Pam spray.
Yep.
So definitely either order that in or, there's a Publix right down the street. We are minutes from Champions Gate, which is going to be loaded with restaurants, shops, and retail and stuff like that, which is really cool. So next we walk out into the living room.
Large living room, actually.
Yeah.
Because behind the couch area with the giant TV was a rug and a teepee and just a really cute stuff for really young kids. And again, I did skim over, and I apologize, the dress
boutique
upstairs again was perfect for really young children, and we did not have any young children, so I sat at it actually and I pretended to brush my hair with the dingle hopper, and I pretended to and looked at other things, and I was like, oh my gosh, there was like 3 like Disney Tinkerbell wings. I wanted to put them on.
Princess dresses,
like it was tiaras. I put a tiara on. It was It
was really cool.
I enjoyed it. But obviously any of the children that we had did not.
Yeah.
But this is a wonderful place for a very younger child to play.
For sure.
And so downstairs again as well, cute teepee with some stuffed animals, and a little child table.
Little castle.
It was
puzzle.
amazing.
Then there was, and then the living room area, the seating, you had couches on 2 sides and then 2 single chairs.
Yep.
So you easily were comfortably sitting 6 to 8 around the big screen TV. And then speaking of puzzles.
So they had some stuff around too, like games and puzzles. And Kaylin found this one puzzle and she started to do it. Well, she starts talking about this Haunted Mansion puzzle. And I was like, I feel like I saw something. I'm like, you mean this one? And they had it there. And she was so excited. This is actually $500 a piece, but there are 4 puzzles in there. So there are 2,000 pieces of this puzzle. Spoiler alert. Good thing she doesn't listen to this. I went to Disney and bought it for her, and we are wrapping it up, and it will be under the tree.
Yeah, she got through 2.5 of them. It's all the stretching room portraits.
It's amazing.
And they're these elongated pieces. So they're not your standard puzzle pieces.
Mm-mm. And so a standard puzzle piece, you can turn it 4 times.
Yeah.
This one, you can only turn twice.
Yeah, there's only 2 ways it can go.
Yep.
So she got through 2.5 of them, and with help from many others, but she was just, but she was so in tune and absolutely loving those.
Yep.
From there, we have the entire back wall as one giant glass slider. So your view coming out the back is incredible.
Yep.
Due to being a rental home and having a pool, there is a button you have to press to both exit and come back in. If you do not, an alarm will sound.
Yep. And you have about 30 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, have a brief meeting with everyone in your party and try and just nail it into their head, because you will, regardless. With 10 people in a house, you will hear this thing go off many times throughout your visit. And it's a quick just press and it's back.
Yeah,
it's
but
good. But it was funny.
So loud.
It is very loud.
Oh my gosh, it's awful. We've talked obviously before about going to Margaritaville, and same situation. You have to. I'm hoping the owners somehow are able to disable it
when they just want to hang out for a weekend.
When they just want to hang out, because it is awful.
Yeah. So you walk out, and one of the things, so it's an extra $125 for your trip to go ahead and have them heat the pool and hot tub. It will be the best $125 you've ever spent.
Absolutely.
Well worth it. I would do it even if it's summertime and you think like you're maybe not going to use the hot tub and you technically don't need a heated pool. I would still do it, because you don't
100%.
know. There could be, an evening, or you get back from the parks. I mean, Alan got back from the races each morning, and it was a little cool outside, so a hot tub still felt good, but he just needed to get his bones in there.
Right,
so
right.
I would highly recommend you do that add-on every single time.
100%.
There's an outdoor seating area.
Because it's just $125
for your
the
stay.
Entire stay.
Yeah.
Not a night.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is perfect.
So outdoor covered seating area, good sized pool with some seating like around the edge, and a hot tub that overflows into it.
That was a 6-person
loungers.
Sure.
Yeah, 6-person dining.
4
loungers. Outdoor kitchen. You're overlooking this golf course.
Giant Jenga.
Yeah, huge Jenga. The kids had a blast playing that, made with 2x4s.
Cool.
Like, I got to say, this is... we're not going to go and rent it with our family of 4, but we certainly already, whether we go back and rent it with my family again, because Alan's looking at doing marathon weekend in 2024, it might be an option. We go back and rent this same place again. Probably will. A couple of our friends are just like, well, you know what? If we got 2 other couples, and one of those couples had 2 kids and maybe another one didn't, then we could fit everybody in here. We can split it. It's wonderful because, nobody except Rhonda and I had theme park passes out of our group of 10.
Right.
And I just suggested there probably wasn't a reason to get them. It's going to be a race weekend. My brother's going to be worn out. It's going to be just too much for us to try and do a park.
Right.
There was another reason to get this staycation type place.
100%.
So
I didn't want to go anywhere, actually.
Well, talk about Friday night, because, and our apologies, we were planning to go to the second night of the reopening of Fantasmic.
Yeah.
Apologies to Tony and Steve, who we ditched at the last second, but we just decided to skip it because we got into the home around 4. Check-in is at 4. And we had spent the morning at Universal Studios, and then we met up at Disney Springs.
Had some lunch.
Yeah. Walked around a little bit.
And then headed over to check in after we picked up Alan's bib and stuff at the Wide World of Sports. So when we checked in, I was getting things together and getting things done. And I looked at Jeremy and I was like, we got to go soon. We got to go. Then I was like, I almost don't want to go because I felt bad because we haven't seen them since July. And I even feel like in July, I know I was very busy.
Yeah, you were working some when they were here. That was July 4th weekend.
So I kind of didn't want to go, but I was like, we got to go. We have to work. And he was like, we don't have to. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, okay, I feel bad, but this is your family. I feel like you should make the decision. And just with the kids and with everything, we decided together. It was his decision, but I feel like we still made that decision together to stay and enjoy the family. And what a wonderful, amazing family evening.
It was.
The kids, just watching them playing, hanging out with his parents and talking. Alan being there. It was just a wonderful, wonderful night.
Yeah. So we were like, our go-to usually when this group gets together, as should be anybody's, is to get pizza. It's simple. We didn't have the stuff to cook the whole night. So started looking around. My brother is a DoorDasher. He will DoorDash anything and everything anytime he can. He travels a lot. So it makes sense for him to come home after a trip and just be like, I don't got anything. Let me DoorDash.
Right.
And so we started looking up places and we're like, all right, what's some pizza? We didn't want like just your standard chain.
He wanted Italian, not pizza.
In general, yeah. So
correct.
Because we know we can appease all the kids with like cheese pizza.
Yeah.
And then if the adults want to get something, and my parents, and if the adults want to get something different, like Rhonda and Alan and I, we can. So we found Italy, which was over there in Champions Gate.
Uh-huh.
And it was perfect because Alan logs in, he's looking around, he's like, all right, everybody just start passing around. Let's make a collective decision on the kids and my parents. They got some cheese pizzas and a pizza with chicken and stuff. And then Rhonda and I and Alan were like, well, let's individually see what we can get. What did you end up with?
Eggplant. So they had an eggplant parmesan, which I always love that. But it was like an eggplant. I don't know the R word, but it had, so it was eggplant, ricotta, and some like penne noodles, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This thing was so amazing.
Yeah. This place is legit.
You got ravioli.
Cheese ravioli, giant cheese raviolis.
Oh.
Their sauce was super good.
So good.
Just filled with cheese, super fresh, house-made pasta. Yep. Kaylin ended up, I think, with spaghetti and marinara.
Yep.
And I don't exactly remember what Alan got.
He wanted pasta, I think, too. I can't remember exactly what he got.
He was carb loading.
But I don't blame him. He was about to run a 10K the next morning.
This place was outstanding.
It was so
good. I would travel, just if I was even staying on property for Italian, I'd travel out and go here. And the pizza was outstanding as well.
Yes, because we did get the pizza for the adult parents and the children.
And I had to have some bites just for research purposes.
100%.
And absolutely
so good.
Loved it. Reunion Resort is filled with tons of other amenities that will come along with this, including up to 10 passes with 10 in your party to a water park that is right there on site.
Oh, wow.
There are, activities. There's several restaurants. There's the golf course. So we didn't get to partake in a lot of those, but this is truly a staycation resort. You could not leave the Reunion Resort area and you're going to have plenty to do, especially when you consider you've got a pool and a hot tub at the house, a game room, a pool table, and then you've got a water park on site there.
After we got to the house, the children never left and were...
Yeah, except going to breakfast, and then our kids went home.
And then we went home. And they never complained once. They
were so content just being there all day long.
Great.
So EarBnB at EarBnB.com. Cannot recommend this property enough. Check it out. Get your party there, your family reunion. 15, I don't think we mentioned, 15, 20 minutes from any of the 4 parks in Disney Springs. We'll talk about it in a few. 15, 20 minutes from Celebration, which might be a new favorite spot of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's actually jump ahead real quick, and then we'll be done with the Airbnb portion. Sunday morning, we knew that we were going to do some sort of like breakfast or brunch after Alan's half marathon, and you were going to take the girls home. I had driven down separate from you guys because I wanted to stay with everyone, and so we were checking out Monday.
Yep, and
you had to work Monday,
and the girls had to go to school.
So we were looking. I was like, all right, I'm looking up, and I go, oh, there's a Kiki's Breakfast Cafe in Champions Gate. There's a First Watch in Champions Gate. I'm like, both of those places are wonderful, but it'd be neat to find something local. And so the next one on the list was a local place, and I honestly don't remember the name, but the first 3 or 4 reviews were not good. And I'm like, we're not doing that. So then this one pops up, Downtown Diner, and it's in Celebration, Florida, which is like Disney's town. And I was like, we've never been to Celebration.
Which is crazy.
I would love to go check this out. So that's what we decided on.
It's awesome.
15, 20 minutes away. If you have not been to Celebration, this is straight out of a small town in a movie.
It is.
Coming in, especially when you got that row of like little beautiful homes with white picket fences, and it's so quaint and like
super cute.
And then this small like main street town area with like the Celebration bar and tavern and this downtown diner and Celebration hotel, and there's a farmer's market going on.
Oh yeah.
Like this was beautiful.
It was. And it looked like Hollywood Studios signage.
as you're driving through, like the office buildings have that like, that Hollywood Studios look, those fonts and like that Art Deco style and the building designs and everything. I just absolutely loved it. Downtown diner was outstanding. Service was incredible. Atmosphere amazing. The food was incredible. Make your way out. Check out Celebration if you get a chance.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next portion, which was Saturday when you and I were going to have a Wonderland crew meetup at Tambo Lounge at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And so we decided first to stop into Magic Kingdom for multitude of reasons.
Well, one of the reasons is your mom got a little antsy and wanted to actually go back and walk around Disney Springs. So they actually left because they were like, anybody want to go with us? And we're like, no.
I was like, well, we got stuff we can do.
And then the
kids were happy
staying there, which was great. So they left. So we were like, all right, well then we can go now. And we're like, yes, let's go to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, and I got actually just out of like for fun and possibleness, I got a Magic Kingdom reservation that morning.
Yeah.
We were sitting talking with Alan after his 10K and he loved it. So then after that, I got a Magic Kingdom and then we were headed to Magic Kingdom. So we drove to the TTC and parked, and then we got the ferry boat over because that was right there and we were kind of heading fast, and
we're the last two on.
We had our Be Nice to Cast member shirts on that you can get at
mainstreetshirts.com.
Yeah, thank you. And so possibly he let us on for that, but possibly too because we were hurrying because the other boat was coming and he was going to have to cut us off. So we rode over there, and as we were on there, because Jeremy kept checking and we wanted Mr. Toad's popcorn bucket. So Jeremy kept checking and it looked like it was being shut off at 2 p.m. So we were almost there and I was like, order it. And he was like, we were on
it's like 1:45 at this point.
We were on the tram and I'm like, order it. And he's like, I'm going to wait. So we get to like on the boat and he orders it because it was right about 1:40-ish. And we were getting off the boat, I think about 1:45-ish. And I was like, we got this. We're going to be fine. And we totally were. And it was amazing and seamlessly. Yeah. And you loved doing this.
Yeah, this mobile order is the perfect way to do a release like this. First of all, we're like 2 weeks into it and they're still available, I believe, at this moment.
Great.
They are running from about 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then that is the shutoff window, which I was just unaware of. But yeah, I mean, you literally go into mobile order like food and there's one that says souvenir and it's Mr. Toad. $30. You go ahead, you make the purchase, you go to Tomorrowland Terrace, you show them your phone that it's ready, your order's ready. They give you the popcorn bucket, you walk out, they give you a prepackaged rainbow set of like popcorn. Done. No lines, no waits, plenty of availability. You know, we told them, we picked it up and was like, you guys need to do them all this way. This is so much better than Figment. And they're like, we know, that's what we're hearing. So I really hope this is what they do moving forward.
I agree.
In fact, I picked up another one on Monday for a friend of ours. And so, yeah, so it was absolutely perfect the way that they did it. Main Street, USA.
Woo!
Magic Kingdom all decked out for the holidays.
We got pictures.
How was it? Yes.
Oh, it was incredible. Incredible. I love seeing all the Christmas, going through the Emporium and seeing all the Christmas, and maybe or maybe not picked up a few things.
Yeah. I'm wearing one because it was so I love this year's stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And it's this, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'm like looking at my shirt. It's like, you know, Mickey and Minnie, and they have these like varsity sweatshirts on, and they got their little hats holding candy canes, and like, I don't know. I love it. It's almost a little retro vibe, like maybe a 60s, 70s retro vibe on a lot of these designs. And yeah, I think they do such a wonderful job with the Christmas and holiday merch.
Love it.
So we definitely picked up a few things. Yep. And then by the time that was done, we were like, all right.
The waits were pretty long.
Yeah.
We went to Memento Mori, and that's where I got Kaylin's gift.
Yes.
And then, let's see. We
were on the lookout for some reason because I have FOMO. I had to have the annual pass holder popcorn bucket.
Oh.
It's very simple, and I've said this a few times out on social.
Where is it?
I don't mind. It's still got popcorn in it. It's in the pantry. The girls have been packing it for lunch each day this week.
That's funny.
So I actually don't mind the design. And if you haven't seen it, go look it up. But I think it needs to be part of a series of the Fab Five.
That'd be cool.
So I think let this one run for a little bit and then come out with the mini, then come out with Donald, come out with Daisy. Maybe we even do Pluto, Goofy. Maybe we go beyond that. Maybe this is one where you get through 6 a year. They run for 2 months or something.
Sure.
I would definitely collect them all and obviously have nowhere to put them. But
obviously.
But
we got it.
We had to get in $13.
$13.
You're paying what you're paying for a regular popcorn bucket.
It's great.
So we went ahead and got it on our way out and then decided to take the walkway over to Grand Flow.
Yes, and see the amazing gingerbread house.
Oh my goodness.
It is set to the 50th anniversary, and holy moly, it is stunning.
It's my
over
favorite.
there.
It's my favorite yet. It was about, I would say probably their finishing touches when we went in. It opened about 2-3 days later fully, where they actually, like when I went back Monday, I went back by it again. And people were inside prepping the store inside of the gingerbread house.
Nice.
And then I believe it opened the next day, this past Tuesday.
Okay.
So it is one of the most stunning, most detailed gingerbread houses we've ever seen in the 6 years we've been checking them out. And so I highly recommend you make it a point to get over there. And then from there, we just figured we'll go ahead and walk over to Polly.
Yes.
A little bit of a hiccup there now and for quite some time of that normal, beautiful along the lagoon walkway is currently shut down for the building of the new DVC portion of Polly. So it's a little bit of a roundabout way crossing some streets to and from, right?
It was fine. It was, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Walked over to Polly, and of course, love Polly. Walking into Polly.
Well, we were meeting up, Wonderland crew. Chuck and Allie were there. Our buddy John, who writes for Mouse Dining, he's going to have so many articles out there. He's been there for like almost 2 weeks now.
Oh my goodness.
Nicole here
Heather.
extended his stay. Got to meet Heather, wonderful Wonderland crew member. We were both fangirling a little bit because she is a writer and producer, has written some Hallmark movies.
She's sweet. Her mom
was the sweetest thing ever. It was so awesome getting to sit there and chat with them for a while.
It was.
And then we got to see our buddy and cast member, Chris, who I know you've heard about from Bar Riva, now has been moved over to Polly to oversee some of the food and beverage there. So he was super generous and made some time to come out and chat with us. My big thing that I want to talk to because I know we've done this in the past is getting that taste of Ohana
oh my goodness.
when sitting at Tambo, because this is going to be one of those things that is going to become very, very regular for us. So what is one of the first things you order each time?
The pot stickers.
Of course.
And the noodles.
That's
it.
Talk about those.
I'm good.
All right.
That's all I want. They are amazing. These noodles, I don't know what they are. I don't know how they make them, but I could eat my weight in these noodles. They're plain. They're just brownish noodles.
It's like a teriyaki noodle.
Okay. I'm like with some kind of sauce.
Yeah.
Oily sauce on them, which they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. I love them. They're my favorite.
Do you remember how much they are there? Because they're not listed on their actual lounge menu because they're bringing they're bringing all this straight from Ohana. But do you remember roughly how much it was? It's a good size shareable bowl, I believe. And then the pot stickers, the pot stickers are priced at $13. I'm guessing these are pretty similar. $13. Okay.
It's the same.
So these are the pork and vegetable dumplings. They're tossed in a chili garlic sauce. And this, again, I should have counted them this time.
There's
so many of them.
They're in these black little bowls.
Do you think there's at least 10 of them for sure? Pot
Probably.
stickers? Okay.
Oh my goodness. They're so amazing.
Chuck and Allie got the wings. They're wonderful, like Ohana sticky wings. Had one of those. Love them.
I'm good.
I honestly, if you can't get that Ohana reservation, and there's still nothing like going into Ohana and sitting at Ohana.
100%.
Now, you're not getting everything, but they also do have, I think, chicken skewers and steak skewers you can order here. I would go here. I would order the chicken wings. I would get the pot stickers, and I would get the noodles. And I would share that with at least 2 of you. You could share this out beyond that. Again, you're not maybe making a full meal, but you're getting an absolute taste of Ohana in this incredible atmosphere at Tambo Lounge.
Yep.
So this is something that we love to do.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up. So Rhonda, as we said, had to head home with the girls for Monday. I was sticking around to hang with my family a bit. I actually ended up going to the post-race party at Epcot Sunday evening. I'm going to talk about that on the next episode. I apologize in advance. Rhonda is going to be missing from the next episode on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Because I am going to have my brother on to talk all about his race experience.
But I didn't race, so this is perfect.
I know. Yeah. So it'll be good. And then I'll share my thoughts on the post-race party and talk a little bit more about that. But I stuck around. I did that. And my brother has done a lot of these types of events overall. And so super excited to hear his opinion and how it compares. But our friend John Self, food blogger extraordinaire, writing a lot of articles for mousedining.com. You can check all of those out. I had said originally my plan was to pop into Magic Kingdom to check out the holiday decor and the merchandise, not knowing that Rhonda and I would get a chance to go on Saturday.
Right.
So I'm like, well, I don't want to deal with the TTC and I'm going to have my car. Why don't I look and see if I can just go grab a quick breakfast at Kona? I can park there. I'm only going to pop into Magic Kingdom for maybe an hour. So I'm within that 3-hour window of parking and all that. And then I was talking to John and he's like, would you mind if I join you? And I'm like, heck no, let's do it. He had already been there twice on opening day, by the way.
Wow.
Reopening day, I should say. So we he ended up getting a reservation for the two of us. So we went ahead, met up with him about 9:55 that morning. We had an absolutely wonderful meal, just talking all things Disney, all things food and podcasting and blogging. So I often will get things that I think could potentially benefit content. So John had been there and he was like, he was going to do the macadamia nut pancakes, which are,
Did
like
you
the number one. I did not because I was honestly full. I told John, I'm like, I don't eat breakfast often. And I especially don't eat before I have to get in a car for 2 hours. It's just my personal thing. So I was like, would it help? Because I've had the Loco Moco in the past. Mm-hmm. It is currently not on the menu. But what they do have is a plant-based Loco Moco. So this is plant-based eggs, a plant-based sausage gravy, rice, and pico de gallo for $16.50. I said, John, would it benefit your writing if I got this? And he's like, if you choose to, like, he's going to write about it. And,
nice.
and he did taste it and tried it and all. So I was like, all right, I'll get it, man. So I got it. It comes out, it's interesting in presentation because it is the ball. So basically, here's how it's presented. Loco Moco, when I had it in the past there, was a bowl of rice, topped with your big, thick burger patty, and then 2 over medium eggs.
Okay.
That's how I got it in the past. Absolutely love it.
Okay.
Hawaiian staple. So this is actually this plant-based sausage gravy on the bottom of a plate, then a mound of rice, and then it's layered, covering the whole thing with almost like a egg omelet. And again, it's plant-based. So it almost looks like an egg volcano with a little bit of pico de gallo on top.
Okay.
So the flavors on this are really good.
Okay.
Disney does plant-based options very good. I've done full episodes on them we have, but I ate plant-based items for like 6 months to test them out. John thought the flavors were really spot on and very good for something that should not really be plant-based. Okay. I know you need to give people options, and I love that they do that. Rice was perfectly cooked. The egg had a really good egg taste. My only complaint is that I wish there was more of the sausage gravy, and I wish the sausage pieces were a little bit bigger. They were like finely ground.
Okay.
Other than that, it was actually pretty good.
Awesome.
Little word is that their regular Loco Moco may make its way back to the menu.
Nice.
So you would have these different options. And I think it's super important to take a plant-based option like this for a popular Hawaiian staple. Also, John will tell you that you're going to go ahead and want to get the Spam as your side meat if you're getting the pancakes or anything like that. So it is it's a spiced ham.
Oh,
and it's griddled, and he loves it. I've actually never had. No, we've had Spam in the Spam hash at the Hawaiian booth, and we liked it.
Did we?
We did. I liked it. I thought it was very, very good.
Okay.
But yeah, you can have ham, spiced ham, bacon, or sausage. That's $16. From there, I did go ahead and pop into Magic Kingdom. As soon as I'm walking up, I was greeted by an awesome listener. He and his family had just showed up for like 2 days, Levi Richards. So he stopped and said hello, which was cool.
Awesome.
And then I went in and I made 2 laps around Magic Kingdom. starting over in Adventureland, ending in Tomorrowland. And then on my second lap around, I stopped and did Carousel of Progress. And then I picked up that other Mr. Toad popcorn bucket for our buddy Chuck that I will hand to him when we see him later tomorrow, which is now today. Because we're having our Wonderland crew outside the bubble weekend for the first time. We're going to look at doing this every year.
Wow.
We got several folks coming here to St. Augustine. We're going to do a cookout Friday evening here at I'm calling it the Main Street Magic headquarters.
Okay.
And then Saturday, hopefully if everything is okay downtown after Nicole, we're looking to go down and kind of show everybody around our favorite areas in historic St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Grab maybe a late lunch, early dinner, and then little brunch on Sunday morning at one of our favorite spots. And we're going to have a little impromptu Main Street 16 Challenge Weekend meeting.
Okay.
And
Sounds
so
good.
hopefully we'll have a lot more details coming on that as we start to finalize everything that is coming the first weekend in February. Go to mainstreet16.com. We have an awesome Friday event at Stargazer Lounge. Saturday is the 16 Ride Challenge. And then we'll wrap it all up at Everglazed Donuts on Sunday morning. We would love if you could join us. Again, mainstreet16.com. Rhonda, it's wonderful to have you back.
Oh, thanks.
I'm going to miss you next episode.
Aw.
But then you will be back for many, many, many more episodes as we have a lot of awesome plans throughout the end of the year.
Sounds good.
All right. If you have not done so already, you can check us out at wonderlandcrew.com for our Patreon group to get some inside looks at the podcast, at live streams, when we're in the parks, at home, things like that. You can also hit that subscribe button to get those brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And if you don't mind, we'd be super appreciative if you just took a minute or two to leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.